All right, boxing fans, we are here with a very special guest today, Swedish cruiserweight Robin Safar, who is going to be making a huge television debut worldwide on one of the biggest cards coming up next month, the heavyweight unification fight between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk in Saudi Arabia on May 18th. Robin, welcome to the interview. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Um, First of all, tell me about how it must feel to be knowing you're going to be seen really for the first time by the biggest audience of your life on really the biggest card of the year coming up in about a month.
I mean, I feel like this is what I've been working for my whole life. So I'm actually kind of excited for it. So I honestly, I just feel good about it. I just feel great.
Yeah, that's a nice deal to have, and it's going to be against former unified light heavyweight champ Sergey Kovalev. How exciting is that?
That's even more exciting. I finally can showcase myself against a tough opponent. An OG in the game, an old veteran. I'm finally gonna get my name out there. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward for it.
So, how do you balance, the excitement with, I imagine, quelling a little bit of nerves, knowing this guy should be a future Hall of Famer and was a legend in his weight class, but he is coming up in weight to your weight division.
I mean, I'm not really focusing anything about on my opponent, to be honest with you. I just focus on myself, and I know I'm putting in the work, and I know I've been putting in the work, and I always see myself since I was a little kid that I've been like kind of like blessed by God, even though I haven't been boxing for since I was a kid, but I always felt like I always been like a little special.
Yeah.
So I just think this is my time, and I believe in timing. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and I think this is my time.
So for those that don't know you, you're 16 and 0, 12 knockouts, so you get a 75% KO ratio. Um, how do you see yourself matching up with Kovalev and I know some fighters don't like to predict an outcome, but do you see this as a distant fight? Even though
No,
he
I don't see it at distance. I see myself stopping Kovalev.
okay. Have you seen fights of his before, like before you even knew you were
Yeah, I mean, you know, I always feel like I've been looking at Kovalev since I was like younger.
yeah.
So it's basically like a idol becoming a rival
Hmm.
type thing. So, but I mean, I'm not really thinking about him like that.
Yeah.
It's just another, human being. It's just another person.
Hmm.
He had his time, but now it's time for him to pass on the torch.
So do you go into this, I mean, obviously confident, but I don't know if fearless is the right word, but are there things obviously with him, even though he had his time, that you've got to be careful of and don't take him for granted?
I mean, obviously, I have a lot of respect for him,
Yeah.
but he got a phenomenal jab. He actually got good ring IQ too. But I mean, I respect all my opponents. I feel like anybody that I'm fighting, got something in their toolbox. So you just gotta find the right thing to crack it.
Yeah. Now you mentioned a few minutes ago about putting the work in. You're being trained by Ibn Kaysan, Asim Rock,
Kaysen, yeah, yeah, even Kaysen. Yeah.
Asim Rockman's brother. Tell me about that relationship and how that's working out.
Good, good. He's actually in the background somewhere over there. I don't know
Okay.
if you can, but yeah, he's somewhere over there. But yeah, it's amazing. He's more than just a trainer to me. He's a family friend. I see him like my family. He's like a big brother to me,
Hmm.
and he's also a mentor. He's also like guiding me in life. I can only speak highly and good about him. There's like nothing bad. Like it's only just amazing energy with him all the time. Obviously, it gets on my nerves sometimes, but that's how it is in any form of relationship, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I love him to death. So yeah, that's
Well,
my man.
he has your best interest at heart, I suppose.
Exactly, and that's all that matters. And I trust him you know, I trust him to the fullest because I know when I'm in the ring, he's the only person that I can trust on. You know, he's the only person that I could trust. You know, and he also got my life in his hand. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Now, you mentioned that you weren't really boxing as a little kid. You're 31 now. When did you pick up the sport, and how did you get interested in it?
I mean, I started boxing kind of late. I started when I was 19.
Okay.
Yeah, I started when I was 19, became an amateur, and then I turned professional around like 26, 25, 26.
Okay. So I know BoxRec doesn't keep up as well with the amateur game, but I think they only have like 5 amateur fights for you listed. Is that accurate, or did you have more?
No, I had like 50 amateur fights.
Okay. All right. And so they have like your last amateur fight in 2015 and you turning pro in 2017. Is that accurate, or did you have a 2 year gap between turning pro?
I think it was 2018, but I don't know. It could, yeah, I think it was 2018, maybe even 19, but I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So you didn't have big gaps. You went right from the amateur game to
Pretty much,
pro
pretty
game.
much.
Yeah. Um, so I was looking over your record. I see probably the best name opponent you had was Denis Grachev in terms of accomplishments. He was a former North American light heavyweight champ, tough guy. Um, would you say he was your toughest opponent so far?
I mean, the toughest opponent this far has been me,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. I don't really look at people's resume and like, I feel like the biggest battle is the battle between you and yourself, you know.
Hmm. Are you your own worst critic? Like after you're done with a fight, looking at things you could have done better, or
Obviously, yeah, 100%, all the time. Not only fights, even in the gym, every day. You
yeah.
can always improve, always.
So do you see this fight coming up um, with Kovalev as the fight that's going to really put your name in the on everybody's mind as far as boxing fans go and put you on the map?
Exactly. That's what I believe, 100%.
And how long have you been based? You're based in Vegas now, right?
Soon to be 6 years.
Yeah.
Soon, like five and some change.
Okay. All right. How do you like it? How do you like the weather and the change
I
from?
love it. I love it. Can't complain. I love it. I love the atmosphere. I love the aura over here. I love the people. I love the boxing community. I love the training. I mean, yeah, I love it all. I can't complain.
Now, what gym are you based out of? Do you train in one place particular?
Yeah, I train in a gym called Real Boxing.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but
Um,
we go to a lot of different gyms when we spar. So it's, it's different. I'm just wherever Ibn is. Wherever Ibn is, I'm there.
okay.
But usually it's at Real Boxing. Yeah, that's our like base. It's like that's our base.
Okay. Now at 31, I would imagine you feel like you're pretty much kind of set in your weight division. It's not like you're gonna necessarily have more growing to do. Do you see yourself staying at cruiserweight? Unless a lot of guys at cruiserweight, if the money calls them, they head up, like Riyadh Murray did against Jared Anderson this past weekend.
Yeah, I mean it would happen eventually, of course. You know, I just have one goal right now, and that's to conquer the cruiserweight division. That's it. I don't like looking too much forward. I have my dreams, but like even though I have my dream, I don't focus every day on the dream. I focus on like day to day, take day by day.
One step at a time.
As long as if I can improve every day a little bit, then I'm gonna be one step closer to my goal. That's basically it. That's
Yeah.
how I try to see it.
Sometimes when people look at the mountain, it's really imposing, but if you just look at one step at a time, before you know it, you're at the top.
I know that's why I look down when I run the mountains over here. When
Yeah.
I be running Mount Charles, I just look down. I don't look up. I don't look up at all.
Yeah. That's the best way to look at it, as long as you're not afraid of heights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, so what got you started in boxing, especially at the age of 19? Were you kind of just trying to figure out, man, what am I going to do with my life? Have you always been athletic into sports, or?
I mean, long story short, I ended up like in a treatment center for kids when I was young, and they had obligated training there. And one of the things they called the mats, there was two different choices. Either you go up to the mats or you go to the gym, like the fitness gym, and like lift weights and run and shit. And I'm not really like a weightlifter. I don't really like lifting weights like that. So I went up to the mat, and I found out pretty quick that they were training people in MMA, mixed martial art. So I actually started with mixed martial art when I was like 18 at that treatment center. And then when I got back home, I tried to keep up with it. But then my MCL got popped my MCL, and I was away for like 6 months. And that's when I jumped on boxing because, you know, somebody had told me that it's not as much pressure for the knees when you box. Like nobody's gonna kick your knee, or nobody's gonna try to take like a single leg takedown on your knee or anything, you know. So, you know, you're just using your hands and you basically just moving with your feet. So I started boxing, and I had only boxed for like 2-3 weeks until I had my first fight. Then I had my first fight. I won on TKO, and you know, I just fell in love with the sport. You know.
Oh, that's great. Well, what kind of message would you like to say to maybe would-be fans of the people who don't know you yet, but are going to get to know you in a month?
I mean, just keep your eyes open. You know, May 18th, you will see me win. You will see me knock Kovalev out, and after that, you know, I don't, you know, whatever happens, happens. You know,
Yeah.
if you're gonna like me, hey, fine. If you ain't gonna like me, that's fine too. You know, no.
I would think with your style, your knockout ratio, what's not to like, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you just got to see somebody fight you like him. You know, and to me, I'm not really focusing. I'm not really the type of dude who likes to focus on like people liking me because, to be honest, quite honest with you, I don't give a f what people think about me. You know, because you know I'm not boxing for nobody else than myself or my family. You know, and my closest ones. So, I mean, I couldn't care less what people think about me.
All right. Well, I'm going to spread the word anyway. And I look forward to tuning in, catching your fight, and seeing what you bring to the ring, and what kind of excitement you bring. I'm sure with two punchers, it's going to be exciting either way. So I'm here to tell the fans tune in, and we may have a new star on our hands in boxing in the cruiserweight
You
division.
do have a new star.
All right.
For sure.
All right, Robin, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, sir.
Yep. I don't want to say good luck. I'm just going to say do your thing, because luck has nothing to do with it. It's the hard work.
Exactly. I like that.
So
Appreciate that.
I look forward to seeing you doing your thing, and hope a lot of people tune in, and I hope your performance brings you more opportunities
God willing.
on the screen. All right, man. Take it easy, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great one.
All right.
Okay, take care.
Bye. Bye.
All right.